And we are back, folks. We just witnessed the first map. It got a little cold in here. We went to Icebox, but Light Up Sketchers brought the right wardrobe and they managed to take that dub. Now we're going on to the next map, which is Ascent here. A map that we see here quite often, Tala. So what can we expect coming out from either team?
I mean, Light Up Sketchers did have like a pretty edgy, not edgy, but I don't know any other word to describe it. edgy team comp on Icebox, since they did opt to go no duelist, and it's kind of reminding me of the meta like in like maybe it was 2 or 3.0 where everyone was like, yeah, we don't need duelists, we're just going to util dump until they die. And that was pretty meta a few patches ago, and that's kind of what their team comp reminded me of. But now they are instead going onto Ascent. I think you definitely do need a duelist on Ascent, just because it's just weird without it. I mean, yeah. I don't know if weird is the right word, but it's just like Ascent requires a lot of aggression, especially if you've got a Killjoy, Cypher, even Chamber on the other side. That's going to make it really, really hard for you to aggress anything when you don't have any sort of movement, because if you're sitting on lane on B site, for example, KJ is set up there, she pops those mollies, you're basically dead.
Yeah. I don't think that either one of these teams are going to be different. I think that's the only word I can think about. They might try to bring in a new meta, and I do like the idea of Light Up Sketchers thinking of a new meta. And with that, wow, talk about the quickest agent select we've seen, Tala. We have that Brimmy on Tupperware. We appreciate it. We love Tupperwares here. Sarah on the Soba and a KO on Jen. And just like you said, we are going to be seeing that KJ as well as a Jet for the defenders here. What about for attackers here, Tala? Are you surprised by their team composition? Is this mirror matchup? No.
No, this is not a mirror matchup. I mean, the Omen, I think, is definitely finding a lot more play. I do like to see Omen on Ascent. I think there are some pretty cool things that you can do with the Omen. I think the setup that Light Up Sketchers has is actually very, very standard these days for Ascent. They like the KO. They're like, haha, pop flash, go burr. And they're just it seems like basically a very standard composition. I think KO has become very standardized on Ascent. It's just the difference of the Omen and the Brim, and both are good in their own right. I think Omen can definitely get some things done on Ascent, though, in terms of closing gaps a lot quicker than Brim can individually. Like, he's got the combat sim, but that doesn't last for too long, but Omen can get into some pretty janky spots on Ascent.
Yeah, he's a lurker god, especially if you partner that up with the blind and then the teleport as well. But the party's going to start onto this mid. KO knife going to pop through KJ's alarm bot's definitely going to let them know that that's where they're going to go. But it looks like Light Up Sketcher has a different plan. They're going to become the attackers now as they push on to be main and take down a KJ from Team Mystic Venus. Now it's going to be a retake onto their own site. They do have one lurking about mid. Tupperware able to take down Jesse. Man advantage 4v3. Coming from Garage, it's Mimi, though, getting that first frag. Tupperware peeking onto Pine, but Pine being able to jiggle peek it. Julia, though, good for 2, and last is Pre-Tax on the site. And Light Up Sketcher says, we got this.
Yeah, nice shots from Light Up Sketchers. They get there. I mean, you see that Julia has got the champions karambit. It's called a karambit, right?
Yes.
Yeah, she's got the champions karambit. It's lit up for her, and she's picked herself up a bulldog now. So it's looking pretty nice for Light Up Sketchers. They're probably going to have a pretty easy, simple round, since Team Mystic Venus is just chilling on their buys. Only Pine has really picked up anything more than a classic, and not even really shields. Pre-tax micro, maybe gonna follow sweet? It doesn't seem like it.
Oh, talk about a bulldog on a second. That spells confidence at its full potential as they try to... Team Mystic Venus tries to make its way onto a site. They're just going to fast send it. Sometimes on a save round, you just decide, you know what, let's just go for it. Whatever we get, we shall get. May the Lords be with us as we push onto this side. But it's Julia on Tupperware that says, ain't no such thing as luck. We have got it, baby.
I mean, that flash as soon as they aggressed onto the site just to pop through the smoke, and they just weave in and out and get those crags. Really nice to see from them. And Julia has picked up the Spectre once again. It seems like a pretty easy round for Light Up Skechers, but on the other side, Team Mystic Venus, they've got rifles now. They can really contest those long ranges, and it seems like we're going to see a lot of aggression from Light Up Skechers to close that distance and stop them from taking any long distance duels, since that's where they are at the greatest disadvantage. Yep.
They do have the weapon advantage, but it's Julia's aggression that's just gonna full swing through, able to connect with 2K, taking out the clone as well. Spike is no longer in the possession of Team Mystic Venus, and they're having to retake from their spawn.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, this is not really a nice place, but Mimi, really nice shot on Sarah there, but still a 1v3 situation, and Julia, she's picked up a Vandal for herself and is able to take down Mimi with a really nice 3k. The tailwind right into Market is just so good and especially powerful when you've got the KO right next to you, and he can pop flash right through that smoke. So she just weaves in and out, got the Blade Storm up already in the 4th round as well. This is a really impressive play from the duelists on the side of Light Up Skechers.
I get why Light Up Skechers decided to go on defense here. They are confident as can be. Yes, this wasn't their map choice, but I mean, so far it looks like they have well aware of this map and they know just how to play it. But Team Mystic Venus now having to play more of a slower round as they're not actually getting the results that they desire.
Yeah, they're definitely still picking onto the A site though, and this time they're a little bit more hesitant. Never mind, I lied, because Jen and Julia, they just take this down the double J's, and it's all left up to Mimi all of a sudden once again. But this time it's a Marshall instead of a Vandal, so it's not looking great. Spike down on the site. She's really got nothing to do here, and honestly nothing to lose. So Julia just updrafts for the 3k, and it's just flawless for Light Up Skechers. 4-0 on Team Mystic Venus's map pick.
Yeah, the flawless is all that we can say. As you said, double J's on top of the board. I mean, what is I feel like there has to be a name for a Light Up Sketcher of that brand. Like, do they have J's? Do Light Up Skechers have... I don't... Anyways, my pun was no longer there. It has gone as well as that last round. Finally on an even gun by, though. The economy for Light Up Skechers is booming, and so is their confidence. This KO knife gonna give away the position of Violet, and they're gonna have to back up here. But the bomb's actually making its way through mid here. Tala coming into contact with Sarah. Sarah has to back up a tad. Violet getting sneaky up garage, though. But it's Julia able to shut it down and confirm that Light Up Skechers ain't here to lose.
Light Up Skechers, I mean, I don't know what is happening here, but they are making things work so well. Sarah got a hard push through Market. Julia backed her up really well from B main. And now that Team Mystic Venus are really just left flailing, they call for that time out really quickly. 5 rounds in, they're trying to not let them get 6-0 before they even know what happened, because it's been like, I don't even know how long it's been, but it feels like it's been at least like 5 minutes. They've just been winning round after round in a really quick, decisive fashion. Team Mystic Venus, though, they're definitely making some mistakes. You definitely see them just running into these sites, and they're not taking a lot of space for themselves. They don't have any counter info plays as well, because at this point, they, like, on the B site, they push out of B. They're in B main, so they know if someone is going to be outside B main, and they know when to rotate, and they've just been running up mid, but they don't know where any of the positions are. They think, well, we overwhelm them with numbers, right? But that's not always the case.
Working, if we're being honest. It's not... Whatever the plan right now has been, it has not been working, so you got to think outside the box. And outside the box means work the map, There's different sites, there's different positions, hold them out. I do like that they're doing it now. As you can see, they're gonna have this KJ be the lurk at B side, gather some info. I would have liked for KJ to have a buddy. Buddy system is important. We've seen it happen a lot for them and work for them on Icebox. But now they just are taking it a little bit slower and just like you stated,
Get out of my way.
you know, kind of gathering some info as well.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to take control of mid. The KJ turret be sitting outside B. That's really nice for a counter info here. And they're just trying to lurk up onto the A site, not really taking control of mid. They're just kind of sitting there. There's a little bit of a tag from the Owl drone, but doesn't actually connect. Pine has popped a Blade Storm. Hopefully something can come out of it, but this is still an eco round for Team Mystic Venus, and Light Up Sketchers can get those eco frags.
Take flight.
Only buying 45 on the board, but Julia says it doesn't matter how much time you take, I will hit you with my operators. Still left on site. We see a teleport happening from Omen. Is down to Generator, is going to potentially be able to put the bomb down. Violet lurking up tree, manages to take down Tupperware and get a weapon in their advantage, but Pretext goes down onto site with the bomb, and now it's Violet, 5 health and a dream. Maybe a savior, Tala?
I think a save actually might be the move. She has the lockdown. She doesn't have the spike, and I don't know if it's worth running out. Julia may not let her save, though. Just, yeah, that last shot. It's a 4K for Julia. She is doing absolutely phenomenal. She's at the top of her game, and like, she's been sitting on that Blade Storm for a while now, and you have to look at the scoreboard and wonder, hey, why does Team Mystic Venus have so many ultimates online? Well, it's because on the side of Light Up Sketchers, Julia is basically getting all the kills, and they're also not dying, so they can't really farm up those points unless they're doing Orb Farm Simulator.
And it's kind of hard to do so because they're just, Light Up Sketcher is just holding everything very well. This B Garage, as you can see, KO and Jet have been buddies. They've been holding hands non-stop, ready to flash for one another, but it's going to be the flash push onto A site with that nullification happening. Omen smokes come down as well to secure a safe landing onto the site, but the KJ lockdown has gone down, and they might need to plant and get out. I'm sorry, this is attacker KJ sold.
Yeah, the attacking KJ is able to put her ult down. Sarah now just going to spam a little bit with that Hunter's Fury. Not sure if she did get any damage, however, but definitely a huge distraction. But Pine just sitting right under Heaven. She's almost able to secure the third, but now it's left up to Violet all of a sudden as the null command goes out. She can't pop those nano swarms, and it is just game over for Team Mystic Venus as of right now, 7-0.
Effort coming out from Mystic Venus on that round. They got full control all off of the site, but unfortunately for them, I feel like that their post-plant positioning was a little bit off. I'm not quite sure why Violet was all the way into tree, especially once bodies started dropping. I think at that point you need to realize, hey, I need to help out my friends onto that site, and that's kind of what ended up you know, giving that point to Light Up Sketchers. I mean, besides the fact that they're hitting every single shot.
Yeah, they're definitely playing incredibly well. They go for these really fast flanks. Once they realize that someone's flanking, and because there was really barely any mid control, it allowed Jen and Julia to just wrap around so quickly. But Jessie, she's able to tag one with her Owl drone, and now the Hunter's Fury. Oh my god, but on the other side, Orbital Strike, we saw the tailwind out from Pine. She's got to get the hell out of dodge. And now it seems like an execute onto the B site as the dark cover potentially is going to go out, smoke these angles. The cloud burst is really what's going to do it for them. But Julia, and she's just so good. And Light Up Sketchers always end out on top with the spray transfer from K. All of a sudden, oh, finally, Julia is killed by Violet, but Sarah still cleans up.
Oh, Sarah held down the site. Even though it was a 4-man push onto lane, somehow Jen managed to get through that market door and able to help out. But Sarah, just the MVP of that round. And like you said it, that was, I was going to say the first death for Julia, but no, actually, she's gone down quite before. That was actually Tupperware's first death. That's impressive. A Brim only dying once? Wow.
Yeah, I mean, Tupperware has been very strong and consistent in holding this mid. They've never really successfully been able to make a push up into tree or and when they pushed market the last time, Sarah just completely shut that down with Julia helping from B main. So, I mean, Team Mystic Venus, they are really struggling. I think they should probably try and go for these defaults. Like right now, look at where Julia is. She's literally staring right into B lobby and she knows that there's no one there. She's probably able at this point to be like, you can probably rotate around. You see that the KO is kind of sitting closer to market side, and there are 2 players in this garden, and Tupperware secures that kill onto Jesse. It's the first blood, going to the side of Light Up Skechers once again.
They do have control of this A site. It's going to be the aggression coming out from Pine and the hold off of Tree here by K. That lockdown is in their possession, but they have to wait until this nullification goes out. The flank is going to be alerted by the alarm bot, and now Mimi's going to have to peek through to make sure that she doesn't get flanked, but Sarah's shots just hit differently. Now down onto site, Julian, Tupperware, and Jen, they're just a force to be reckoned with, and they're not going to allow for Team Mystic Venus to get any point on the board. Wow. Is that the second flawless caller?
Yeah, I think that might be the second flawless that Light Up Skechers have secured this round. They've already got 9 points. Team Mystic Venus, they're on their bye now, and they've got 2 ultimates available for them. Pine 1 away from the Blade Storm. They really need to make this one work. I think Pine has got to be the tip of the spear, but Violet, she's got to be that flank watch, because we already saw that Sarah was on the flank before. She activated the alarm bot, but Violet is she needs to put that lockdown, and they don't have the Hunter's Fury to contest the lockdown. So I think if they can secure this B site, get some nano swarms down, escape for a post plant. Unfortunately, Pine, that tip of the spear we were just talking about, she goes down immediately.
Talk about the communication from Brimstone and Soba, telling the Brimstone, yo, peek mid, I got a tag, let's get that kill. Now a drone coming out to pick off Jesse. Might be a little peek from Tupperware here. No, knows best not to double peek twice, just in case. This lockdown, though, is going to go over onto B site, where KJ is already set up nice and fully for this push.
Yeah, this is the attacking Killjoy lockdown I was talking about, but the setup on the B site, this is a little bit sus looking, because now that they've also gotten 0 pointed, so they're suppressed, they can't do much about it. They flashed out, Jen just peeks from the smoke, and also this nano swarm setup on lane, this is just horrible. And Pre-Tax Microbe doesn't even have spike, has to kind of peek lane, and Jen gets that kill.
It kind of looked like a car crash, and you're trying to look away because you don't want to see it, but it just happens, and you're watching it in slow-mo, and it just every single body getting hit by every single util thrown out there by Light Up Sketcher. The flash coming out from KO to make sure that the party can swing onto Team Mystic Venus pushing lanes, just phenomenal. Unfortunately, Pretex gets left alone, and Pretex can't really do anything when you don't have the spike, and I feel like round after round, it's been Pretex who's been left to kind of figure things out.
Yeah, it's definitely looking very rough. They have the Blade Storm now. Pine, she's done big things on Icebox. She really needs to come alive here. I mean, especially to contest against Julia, because Julia is just doing huge things at Jet, even on defense here. And Jen right there to back her up as well, but unfortunately, it's just not in the cards. They just fall apart, and I think watching a car crash in slow motion, exactly like you described it, this is basically what we're seeing, because Team Mystic Venus, this is their map pick. This should be where they're finding their stride, where they have a lot of confidence, and they're able to get onto these sites with a lot more ease, but instead, it's just falling apart at the seams.
with a Jet 23-1 with an operator still in hand since I want to say the third round, maybe even the fourth round if we're being generous there. That operator off of the hands of Julia is what needs to happen, and maybe a little bit of a defaulting. I haven't seen too much defaulting coming out from Team Mystic Venus. As you can see here, they're just trying to take control of mid, pushing up with this Soba drone. It's going to be a smoke off of CT, and Pine is going to get deep into this market area.
Yeah, you know, patience is really a virtue here, and I don't think they're playing patiently enough. They really are just trying to get on these sites as quickly as possible, but if they can bait out rotations from light up Skechers, then that would, I feel like it would make it put them in a lot better position. But now they're already on the B site, the flash out. Oh god. And Sarah, oh, she's actually being taken down though. This time the B site is looking open, and maybe in this last round and a half, Team Mystic Venus can get something done. Jen's still alive though. They got to watch out. She's got the 0 point online, and Tupperware with the brim. And also the orbital strike on the stim beacon now, and the 0 point, the null command. This is just an overwhelming amount of utility that Light Up Skechers have thrown out. And Jen, oh, the shots are so good. It's all left up to Pre-Tax Microbe. She's able to find 2 though. And now it is all left up to Tupperware. Maybe she can get the res off though. Oh my god, no! Pre-Tax Microbe, she finds 3, and it's the clutch from her that keeps Team Mystic Venus from getting 12 0'd in the first half, and maybe a little bit of mental for the next.
Absolutely. That it has to be momentum shift. I mean, you feel really good. It looked grim, right? You had that null, you had the orbital strike. They were pushing onto site. All your friends are dead. You're the last one standing. You have to win it out in order to just at least get that little of hope onto this pistol round, and I think they have got that just enough. If they want to stay alive, if Team Mystic Venus wants to stay alive, they have to win this pistol round.
Yeah, Team Mystic Venus is just looking incredibly. They're in a really dire situation. You see that they're buying up in guns. They really want to make this work. They're going for an aggressive push here, and K is taken down by Pine. That's a good start to it. And Pre-Tax Microbe, although low, still has life in their hands. And now it's a really fast rotation from Light Up Skechers all the way through mid on this A site.
They're going to come into contact with Violet, who may or may not potentially peek off this. Actually, just alerts or taps off that Molly to hold them off of site. It's going to be the headshot from Mimi connecting with just 2, looking for the third, but Tupperware manages to get it. Now it's a 4v2. Light Up Skechers down on men. It's going to be Violet finally shutting it down. And like we talked about it, Tala, they have hope once again.
Yeah, momentum has definitely shifted over to the side of Team Mystic Venus a little bit. You can see that they're getting a little bit more hyped up. They realize, oh, this is possible. This is doable. We were just making mistakes, but we can keep them off. And I think they're really going to have to fight for this. They're all the way on the back foot. They're 1 map down. This could be over if they let Light Up Skechers get just 2 more rounds. This play has to be flawless. So they're buying up into those guns. They're trying to defend this as well as possible here. And Mimi watching mid, she's got the 0 point. She's going to try and figure out who's out there. She definitely spots out quite a few, all of these attackers in mid, but they can collapse and potentially overwhelm the guarded defenders. But with the superior guns, maybe Team Mystic Venus can win this one out.
That is the hope for them. They are a little bit over-rotating a little too soon. It's going to be Pre-Tax Micro who's gonna do that blind through tree. Pine is able to connect with 1, but there's still 2 left. Pine somehow finds the second and the third. Pre-Tax helping out a friend indeed. And now it's left to K, who's lurking about mid, but Jesse's gonna say, oh, there's hope, and we shall live on.
A flawless round from Team Mystic Venus. That is what you want to see. The only problem is now they are on the bonus and they're up against real rifles, real actual guns. And this is really tough. We saw what Light Up Skechers did before with the tailwind into market to try and close any distance. And I'm not sure if we're going to see that from Team Mystic Venus. They definitely seem like they want to hang back a little bit, maybe take 1 or 2 aggressive peeks before just retreating onto the sites. but now it's looking like a definitely they want to aggress through mid.
I do love the fact that they're keeping the KJ onto this B site. Also, the alarm bot down mid, as we're going to see the drone, is not going to see anyone from the side of Light Up Skechers, unfortunately. The spike is lurking down this catwalk, but the push from Team Mystic Venus is over onto this A main. That's going to let them know this is not the site they want to hit. Maybe we should get more men onto this B site.
How did they do that omen smoke in mid? Interesting. But now they definitely are lurking all the way over towards B. I mean, A is completely open, so you see the rotation coming through from Pre-Tax Micro because they know that there's basically no one here. They're holding really aggressively in A main. And all of a sudden, it's an explosive execute onto the site. Julia, she tries to do something and switch, but it's just not enough. Jen is also trying to trade back. She secures the second headshot. She's made it a 3v3. Spike is down a little bit into the B site entrance, so she's gonna have to peek it, and Sarah's already all the way into the site. Pine, she gets blinded by that flash, and now they're still aggressing Pine though. Really nice shot onto K. Jen, however, trading all the way back. Sarah's taking a lot of damage from the fragment, and Pine, she's looking to get another pick. A breath of air could take down Jen, and it does. Mimi and Pine in perfect tandem, finding the last two picks, keeping Team Mystic Venus alive.
They are alive and trying to keep on surviving. It is just what they need. They managed to stay with 2 weapons in hand. Actually, it might be a bonus because they were bonusing last round, so they actually picked them up from Light Up Skechers. So they're going to be able to buy a friend if they wish to do so. And Pine also has the Blade Storm available if they need to come out to show a little bit of fear onto Light Up Skechers. But now it's looking like a pretty possible round, especially since we're going to go on this anti-eco for Light Up Skechers here, Tala. What do you want to see Team Mystic Venus continue to do to be successful?
I mean, what they're doing right now is incredibly good. They're like pushing out a little bit, but not overextending. Oh, just as I say that,
no.
Tupperware, the pick onto Pine. That is devastating for Team Mystic Venus, but it's still not over. They have rifles. They just need to be a bit more passive now because Tupperware, I don't think anyone expected the Brim to be the one to be the first to peek there. And Mimi is kind of just jiggling this angle, trying to see if she can bait out another peek. But I think Tupperware is like crouch walking, so she might be able to duck under these people's crosshairs.
It's gonna be the smoke throwing them off and helping them push into market. I think Tupperware wants to go for this gun, and with Mimi not peeking or able to peek at the right time, I'm not quite sure. But it looks like maybe Tupperware may have had the hands on that weapon, and actually Mimi manages to take him down. But the spike is onto this B site. The push is from stairs, but Violet is holding off CT. It's down left to just 2 for Light Up Skechers, Julia and Jen. They have done it before. Can they continue to do it and take them on to the final point is the question.
Oh, Julia, she's picked up the Odin from backside, and now it's a 1v2. She's got 63 HP. Pre-tax has got, I don't know how much, probably like 30. And oh, the paranoia. It does blind her. She's giving away her position by spamming it down, but the paranoia fades away before Pre-tax can find the peak. Oh, she turns at the right time, and it's a thrifty for Light Up Skechers. That makes it a 12-4.
Match point.
They did that, but they did that, and it's called precision, it's called communication, it's called the will, it's called Julia with the note and go brr.
Yeah. I mean, the name of the game, or like Julia has kind of been just sitting everyone down, and just like this is my show today. I'm 23-7-1. She's already 1 point away from the ultimate, and even though Light Up Skechers were on a lose streak, they're now able to buy rifles. Team Mystic Venus is able to as well, and they've also got 2 ultimates on top of that, so that null command may be what they need in order to try and take something away from Light Up Skechers, since now Team Mystic Venus, if the pressure was on before, is really on now. They have to play absolutely perfectly. Not a single round can be surrendered.
It's going to be the kill onto Gen mid. There's no longer going to be any flashpoint or any flashes whatsoever coming out for Light Up Sketcher, but it's a deep lurk from mid onto market that's going to allow this pinch to happen onto this B site, but it's the reverse pinch happening from Team Mystic Venus that's going to take down both Tupperware, but Pine also gets caught as well. It's a 3K lurking from A as well. What is this? We're just going to lurk into each other?
Okay.
Did they see each other? Yes,
No.
they did. Yeah, that ping, yeah.
Oh, I think Kay didn't see pretext though. Oh gosh, and Julia is taken down by Mimi, but this is just such an awkward positioning round because they have Spike down in market and there's only 30 seconds left. They need to go get it, and mid is also not open at all. They've got a lot of people watching these angles and just the wrong time for the swing. How did they get into these positions? I am so confused how everyone got where they were, but Team Mystic Venus off a quiet and quite confusing round. Stay alive.
They are crawling their way back. They just really don't want to go out without a fight, and I can appreciate that from Team Mystic Venus. If they have anything, it is heart. That mind game that happened that round, I think they mind gamed us instead of mind gaming each other. Well, they mind gamed each other as well, but they mind gamed us as casters. It was a flank on a flank, and somehow they just saw each other by a glimpse, but it was Team Mystic Venus who came out on top, and they continue to be on top as they have the weapon advantage.
Yeah, I was just kind of staring at that, like, what is going on here? But popping the Blade Storm is Julia, and Pine is holding for the updraft, I guess, and she tailwinds right on out of there, escaping safely with the operator. She's blinded, but Mimi secures a kill. Tupperware, oh my god, what a shot onto Pine there. The operator lost in the battle. Jesse holding on to that third shot of the Hunter's Fury, but it's not enough. Kay, however, is trying to lurk up mid, 2v3 situation, with Jen just horribly low. She's got 3 HP and she is gone. Tupperware now, it is all left up to her. She's able to secure 1, but now she's got 15 HP. She saw the shoulder of Violet, or did she? I don't know, but she snuck into hell.
Everyone's a ninja today, Tala. It's going to be down to Tupperware to have to go for the person defusing, but little do they know that the Chage is just about the corner. Walls. Wait, Molotov's the bomb. It is halfway though. Does it buy enough time? Absolutely. Maybe? Potentially? Yeah, okay, they have it. They're safe. Somehow, Team Mystic Venus manages to stay alive another round, and it's just 6 points away from tying up this match.
Yeah, 6 points, that seems like a lot, but Team Mystic Venus has shown incredible resilience thus far. They've got 4 ultimates on the board as well, and even though that last round looked to be, that was really suspicious. Like, Tupperware, I swear Tupperware saw Violet's shoulder, and it wasn't just me having caster hacks, and somehow she's able to sneak into hell and get the planter, and almost secures it with the molly, but it just wasn't in the cards for that round. But Light Up Sketchers, they've really got to fight now. They don't really have guns here. They do have guns here. This is their buy round, but they don't have a single ultimate.
They're going to continue to do this lurk up market. Actually, Julia has been doing it, and it has been quite positive for them. Unfortunately, it's been that opposite aggression on B main that has stopped the push from B main from Light Up Sketcher. So although they do get this mid control, sorry about that. Sarah getting that pick off tree is going to tell the team, Light Up Sketchers, let's go up a site. There's only one person left there. Mimi's good for 1, trying to look for the second, but unfortunately does not connect. Recombo gonna give her the position. Not before Mimi's able to take down her clone. And now it's the B site. Pretax able to connect with 1 more. But the spike, it's just left down on tree.
Yeah, and Violet has now already walked all the... I don't know how Violet gets in these positions, but she's gotten all the way in. Tupperware actually going to be able to get a molly kill, and once again, it is all left up to her against the same 2 people. And Violet just lets that spike go, and she spots out one, so they know exactly where she is, closing that door, trying to get this spike down. She doesn't have the molly this time around, so she can't buy the time. There is definitely a shock dart line up there, and she's able to escape there. She's trying to go for aggressive. She's trying to take the peek on Jessie, and she sees her, gets the headshot, and now she's got the ultimate available as well. The lockdown is on her. She sees the tip of the gun.
Oh no. It's gonna be the swing!
Oh.
Violet once again clutching it up for her team. I am sweating, Tala. This game, it's too spicy.
I mean, Tupperware is going absolutely huge in this round. She is just almost getting clutch after clutch in a 1v2. She's getting those kills, and now she's actually fragging above Julia, their duelist, and she's able to buy the Spectre, so she's really going to be the tip of the spear here. Light Up Skechers now realizing that they are losing way too many rounds for the lead that they had. They're just going to take that time out, take a breather, even though they are on that save. They've got 3 ultimates ready, and maybe they can pull out some thrifty heroics to try and close out this second map.
Team Mystic Venus somehow managing to clutch up so many rounds is mind-boggling. You know, sometimes when you start to see your opponent team get these dubs under their belts and run with the lead, you start getting a little bit scared, but this is what this tournament is all about, showing your heart, showing how much work you have put in and how much you want to be victorious. And I think Team Mystic Venus is showing how important that is.
Yeah, their mental is definitely very strong to be down 10 rounds and still able to come back. And now it's only 5 rounds, even though they are on match point, even though there's so much pressure on Team Mystic Venus, they're still able to keep on going. And there's such incredible resilience in this team's defense, even though if their defense is a little bit confusing because Violet somehow gets into every single position that she should not be able to get into. And now Light Up Skechers, I think they're trying to get this round over with. Actually, they're not. They're going pretty slow here. They have 1 Phantom, 1 Spectre, and they're really trying to make that Spectre player the tip of their spear. Julia dashing onto this site, taking out that utility. B site is actually open.
Tupper, we're gonna get a little bit of damage from that Molotov. Gets a little too antsy about being onto lane and says, I'm just gonna take a couple hits from this. That's okay. Let me just plant the bomb now. And I love the position from Soba onto Garage. That way they have a way of seeing where the lurk is. Orbital Strike gonna come out to get rid of that lockdown, giving a little bit of space for Team Mystic Venus to get onto the site, but Julia swinging lane manages to get Omen down. Hunter's Fury coming out, hitting their teammate. Okay, no, manages to hit Pine with the knives. Unfortunately, does not connect and goes down. Now it's a 3-on-2. KO and Jessie left alive. Jen able to connect with one. Mimi good too. 1v1 now. Mimi gonna have to hold it. Gonna have to go for this, but Sarah manages to clutch it up. And just like that, Light Up Skechers take it home.
It's a 2-0 for Light Up Skechers, and honestly, I thought Team Mystic Venus had it in them to keep going. They had the bye in that round, and it was a really fractured bye from the side of Light Up Skechers, but that tack pause, they took it at just the right time. They were like, we're not going to let this get any further than it already has, and Light Up Skechers find themselves in the finals against Dart Monkeys.
I am glowing with the amazing gameplay and just heart shown by both teams. Congratulations to Light Up Skechers. They will be going up against Dart Monkeys in the finals, Tala. And that's going to be a really good matchup. After seeing this match, I'm shaking. I'm shaking from the excitement.
Yeah, it was definitely like every single round, it was just so down to the wire, and you were just sitting there like, is this it? Is this it for Team Mystic Venus? Are they going to lose this one? And then clutch after clutch, and then at the very end, I mean, at the very beginning, I think pre-tax Microbe, you really got to give it to her because she's the one who really started getting the ball rolling with that 3K clutch at the very, very end of the last half, and then they were just like, okay, it's doable. We can do it. And they just kept on going. But in the end, real big congratulations to Light Up Skechers. They end up in the finals, but that is going to be all for our semifinals today.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We will be back tomorrow, though. I know you don't want to go, but tomorrow will be another day. You can come back and hang out with us at 12. I want to double check. 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here on this channel. Dart Monkeys versus Light Up Sketchers. Make sure you already do a little bit of background research. Keep an eye out for the players you want to see. First place will be taking home $1,000. Second place, $500. Shout out to our producer of today, Annie, always keeping us on track, always being absolute phenomenal and keeping us super hyped. And also our observer, Casey, as well as the Gallerants and all of the mods keeping the chat entertained. We appreciate you and all of you guys watching at home. We hope you have a good rest of your day. And thank you so much for hanging out with us. We'll see you tomorrow.